The world's biggest cryptocurrency exchange, Coinbase, is driving up the price of xrp+ripple. We are finally prevailing in spite of all the lawsuits. The price of xrp+ripple coin may reach $35,000, according to experts. Quite awesome, isn't it? Let's dissect it in detail. I promise that this video will astound you. Immediately, let's get started. Disclaimer: officially, XRP is once again available on Coinbase's futures market. And this isn't simply another standard relisting for a lot of people in the crypto ecosystem. It could serve as a spark for something far more significant. The token is making a comeback to the public eye after being caught in the crossfire of regulatory upheaval. And it's coming in through institutional finance's front doors this time. After the SEC sued Ripple in 2021, alleging that the company was selling unregistered securities, XRP was taken off Coinbase. The market was rocked by that case, which also essentially barred XRP from numerous prominent US platforms. But now that the Trump administration has changed the political landscape and the SEC has drastically loosened its stance, the roles have been reversed. XRP's redemption story is well underway. Lawsuits are being dropped and regulatory narratives are evolving. Coinbase's recent decision to bring XRP back into its futures market has significance that goes well beyond retail trading, opening the door to market makers, hedge funds, institutional players, and high-frequency traders, all of whom depend on regulated, liquid markets to enter positions, is the goal here. The derivatives department at Coinbase is a haven for wealthy people. Furthermore, this is more than a simple relisting, as XRP Soldier noted. The big money is at stake here. Derivatives are a means to greater liquidity, quicker price discovery, and long-term acceptance. They're not merely another financial commodity. The market can now accommodate larger deals, offer hedging tools, and lower volatility through liquidity inflows, thanks to the availability of XRP futures and options. This is the point at which the situation becomes even more intriguing. There is increasing conjecture that Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase, strategically and covertly holds XRP. Although there are no official confirmations, there are a number of reports that Armstrong has been holding out for the regulatory haze to lift for XRP to be approved for growth once more. Some think that his platform's preparedness to reintroduce XRP and his push for more open crypto regulations were more than just commercial decisions. They were personal ones. If Armstrong really has a stake in the outcome, that would explain Coinbase's calculated actions, including submitting the required documentation to the CFTC and setting up XRP for dominance rather than just trading. The ramifications are profound. Not only is XRP back in use, but it's also being discussed again. The move by Coinbase would open the door for even more sophisticated financial products linked to XRP, such as institutional-grade structured products and exchange-traded funds, ETFs, and without a hidden demand, that infrastructure would never be constructed. The SEC dispute has already been essentially declared over by Brad Garlinghouse and Stuart Alderode, indicating a new era for both XRP and Ripple. The industry is proceeding with or without the SEC's approval, even though the agency hasn't officially withdrawn its case. There is a noticeable buzz about XRP's return, and some community members are even speculating that it might be included in a future digital asset reserve of the United States. Even though it's still purely theoretical, it shows how much momentum the token is gaining. According to XRP Soldier, price discovery quickens when institutions have access to deep liquidity and leverage. And right now, that's precisely what's taking place. XRP is more than just a coin battling to stay afloat in the regulatory heat. It is evolving into a resource that is ready to prosper in a brand new financial environment. Is the next big XRP pump already underway, given the emergence of institutional players, the expanding derivatives infrastructure, and rumors that Coinbase's CEO personally owns XRP? It's a good question too. But fear not, crypto specialists know the solution. And it will blow your mind, I promise. You're not prepared because we could be facing the next XRP massive pump if what's going on behind the scenes is even partially accurate. Now, that XRP is heating up once more. More people than simply random influencers are trying to capitalize on the rising trend. They are well-known community leaders, experts, and even seasoned traders who have witnessed the ebb and flow of market cycles. There's a lot of buzz, and if you listen carefully, you can hear them say that money is on the way. Jack, the Rippler's succinct, cryptic, and audacious tweet sums everything up, but he's not the only one. Levi stated clearly that XRP is about to go crazy, and Ammon has been yelling that a gigapump is coming. Although some people would dismiss these assertions, market data presents an alternative narrative that merits your consideration. Alpha Lions Academy founder Eduardo Fina has a hypothesis. He thinks that simply having 1,000 XRP might change someone's life. That is a $2,000 investment at today's pricing of about $2. Although it may not sound revolutionary, XRP would make $25,000 if it were to reach even the mild projections set by analysts, such as $27 from Yggdrasil. It's not horrible, but it becomes intriguing if it pushes toward more ambitious levels. Because even if $27 would be impressive, there are others who have bigger ideas than Fina. According to analyst Version Al-Jara, $100 isn't even close to the whole picture. His estimates include triple or even six-figure prices, which are consistent with tweets from Finance Bro that XRP was on track to reach $3,000 per share, according to Influencer and from 25 Hours Awake that the biggest cryptocurrency venture capital firm had certified that XRP was worth $35,000. Naturally, those figures seem outrageous, but that is how all bull runs begin. Do you recall when Bitcoin's $1,000, $10,000, and $60,000 spikes caused people to laugh? Therefore, if you're asking if 1,000 XRP may change your life, it might be better to ask what would happen if you had none when the pump started. Because, as the XRP soldier stated, price discovery quickens when institutions have access to substantial liquidity and leverage, and that acceleration might be just getting started right now. Let's now discuss new Ripple collaborations. We have repeatedly stated how important they are to XRP's future, but believe me when I say that you have no idea what's going on behind the scenes. A huge thing is happening. Just now, the most bullish signal was recorded, and you'll see why XRP might be on the verge of exploding once you know what it is. The widespread use of XRP has been accelerating behind the scenes, and if you've been following along, you'll know that this might be the key component driving up the price of the cryptocurrency. Even though it may not always receive much attention from the mainstream media, there are some extremely optimistic trends taking on at the moment that might completely transform XRP. XRP has consistently been positioned as a bridge asset, particularly in relation to cross-border payments and remittance markets. Here's the problem, though. The ramifications of the covert integration of XRP into the operations of global financial institutions are enormous. Recently, one of XRP Dragon's tweets attracted notice. Banks will not explain why they require XRP. If the rapid changes in the financial system don't grab your attention, I'm not sure what else would. Ripple's collaboration with MoneyGram is a perfect illustration of XRP's increasing uptake. Over a 2-year period, Ripple has committed to giving MoneyGram up to $50 million in financing in exchange for equity. This is a serious matter. The collaboration revolves around Ripple's xrp+